Hey guys, the show's about to start. Sit back, relax, take a hit, and enjoy.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. My bitch so stuck. I ain't honest, but I get the bugs, yeah. I'm the one right in the chest, bit dog. Pull the white walls, no flex involved.
Tell me that you're lost without telling me you're lost.
I get better, so much
TokeTok Radio with Mountain Man and the Wizard, 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 and the Wizard.
Brought to you by TokeTok Radio, featuring your favorite host, Mountain Man
and the Wizard. What's up, guys?
Hey, so super excited for today's episode. Today we have a special guest. Why don't you shout yourself out?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Here, this is Eli of the SponCast podcast, and I am honored to be on this radio. Thank you guys for having me on, guys. Y'all are the shit.
Dude, we are super excited. We have a wild list of crazy conspiracy theories, all the way from the government's lying to you to, I guess...
That's every day.
Aliens.
Lizard
people.
Perception,
everything.
dog.
Perception. Bigfoot. All that shit.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Sasquatch. Yo,
It's all fair game.
Yo,
Well, I mean,
All
so
fair.
let's start off. If I were to ask you if you had a conspiracy theory that you like, this is your theory. Like I know me, like my conspiracy theory is like, don't get me started on the fucking moon landing, bro. I will talk your ear off for the next 3 days about the fucking moon landing. Wiz, what's yours? I already know it, but tell them, what's yours?
What is mine?
Your conspiracy theory
For what?
that you always talk about. JFK.
No. Hell no.
Yes.
What?
It's got to be.
oh shit.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that was one, but my new one that I've been looking on Reddit for is the engineers theory, dog.
The
I'm
engineers
still
theory.
looking into that.
Wait, the
more and
engineers theory?
more. Okay.
I've never heard this.
Holy
way.
fuck.
Yeah.
Already. Okay, so the engineers theory is the theory that we do not have one creator, we have many creators. And think of it as...
Like Nordic mythology? No.
No.
I don't know why I'm thinking of that.
This is
Yeah.
way out there.
Okay.
Just think one day you're walking around
Yeah.
and something happens to you and you literally just something happens to you and you just go about your business. But then we're using the day God blinked. We're using that as an example, Mountain Man. So he knows it very well. 6 times. We remade that CreepyPasta like 6 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They
So-
got Blink. Check out Spotify at TokeTok Radio for all of our creepypastas, but in particular, They Got Blink.
Day God Blink. It's our most downloaded creepypasta.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'll definitely give it a listen.
Shout out,
dude. It's
Shout out Paige Turner,
Page turn.
the author of the creepypasta itself. So basically, what happens is we're humans. What is like robot? I'm trying to think of a fucking word. A robot. What is a robot? It is something made up of mechanical parts, right? It's just It's a mechanical
As
being.
an AI system.
It's an AI system, mechanical being. When you look at a human is a robot, but instead of mechanical stuff, biological, we are put together biologically with meat, skin, all that noise. So the engineer theory is that at some point in time, not recently, but some point in time back in the day, you know how all those like civilizations out there say like or write down and put in cave paintings and shit like that there was aliens that came and visited them. They weren't aliens like coming down and saying like, hey guys, like we're doing this. No, they came down to work on us. Like something happened to us.
Oh, it's like
So he shut it. So the alien came maintenance. Think of like a geek squad.
oh shit. They're like, hey guys, we need some maintenance here. Can you guys go down to Earth and so fixing their shit up real quick? Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, and that's when the increase of alien sightings too after World War II. when we first dropped the atomic bomb in Japan, you know what I mean, both of them, that's when the increase of alien sightings began. So maybe that's like that is an interesting theory to get into too, because now you're thinking like maybe this is the correction, like because now especially with our technology we are able to record these sightings like more like and have it more on a public scale in social media, because like you're saying back then in the old times they put on walls and stuff, but you know what I mean, it's only a certain amount of people could see these scriptures, but now we have technology where person from the other side of the world can see it in an instant, so it's like now we're so much more aware of it now. And honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to fucking we can't, in my opinion, it would be more scarier because either we are so unique that we're the only living organism in the whole ever expanding universe that continues to expand as we speak, which I think is way scarier to think that we're alone. Or there's another... Is it? What? That we're alone?
So I heard a theory that we are alone, but listen to this, right? Is that in the timeline of evolution, the way things are rolling in the universe, we are that civilization that populates the universe. You know what I mean?
What if we are the beginning?
That's what I'm saying. That's the theory that I'm talking about. Is that we are the beginning. We're the pioneers. We are the start of the spread of civilizations throughout the universe.
Because if you think about it,
not saying that there isn't civilizations on other planets and stuff like that. I'm saying that we are the start of bringing them together.
Really? I feel like that's a high thing for our humanity. Like that's a very high standard, especially the universal connection. You know what I mean? Like, what if there's already a universal government? What if there's a Star Wars out there?
There
galactic
probably
fucking
is.
Yeah, because that is true. This is interesting, man. I think there's definitely more out there. There's no way we can't be the only one.
Probably, I say maybe 25%, but possibly. I think it's a 100% possibility, but I think it's like a 25% probability.
Yeah.
Dude, I just go ahead.
No, you're good. No, because on evolution, he's talking about we're the beginning. If you think about it, we've only been a human for 100,000 years.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't shit compared to 4.5 billion years the Earth's been around. It's just...
And what we were, not that long ago.
And then, the jump in technology advances with our brain getting smarter and bringing in technology, making it better every single day. That's, the beginning. Because what if we fantasize about time travel and stuff like that? What if we do that? But that's something that's actually happened or happening.
Time travel, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about it earlier too off the podcast. Time and space are one and the same. Because we measure going through space through the measurement of time. Because the same. Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out, but I think there's multiple universes that are happening at the same time. I feel like time is infinite. Everything's happening right now.
So you believe in string theory?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe. I honestly, I haven't really dug deep into string theory, so I'm not going to go quote deep on that. But I believe again, I've never really dug deep into that shit. But it's very interesting. It's on that
string theory is very interesting. I mean, it's just if it's real, it just it opens up so much. It's just.
And it's the multi-dimensional. It's the multiverse. Yeah, the multiverse theory,
stuff
right?
Like that. Starting more timelines because you go here and then you do this and then another timeline starts. It's fucking crazy.
Do you think that's actually do you think that would be ever attained?
Science has recently disproven. That's why it's still string theory. But I truly believe that something like that is out there. I really think that there are all dimensions. I believe that there are a million other versions of me in a million different timelines that I have created since birth. I don't think they're there as predestined, as you would say. I think you start as one, and when you get older, you make a decision, and another fucking that consequence from that decision causes a separate timeline to start, and then you do it again, and then your two alternate selves do their own.
Yeah.
So that's why there's so many versions of you, because you started it when you came out of your mama. That was your timeline. And then you said, hey, I'm going to go to Norfolk State instead of Christopher Newport University. And then
Oh shit. Yo.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to Kato Wins from Family Ties, producer.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Kato.
Yo.
Yeah, how's the performance?
Man, I just had the littest performance ever.
That's
I think
awesome.
it was like the most best set that I ever had. Like, I was very confident. I had a very good response. My whole team was out there and we was turned up. And I'm very grateful for the response that I got tonight, man. It was really nice.
That's
I
awesome.
like that.
Man.
Good job, man.
Dude, that's awesome.
Happy
to hear,
for
man.
you.
Yeah, good fucking round of applause. Kato wins.
No.
Outstanding
Right.
job tonight, bro.
Good job, Kato.
Fuck yeah, bro.
No, I'm loving, dude. I love it here, fam.
No, but basically when it comes, like, for me, string theory, like, if I was a scientist, I would be with those kooks, they call them. I would be 100% saying, bro, this is string theory. This is what's happening. I would
But see,
I would die.
I don't see why quantum mechanics can't exist with string theory. I can't see why those
It's-
two theories can't exist in the
Mathematics made that possible. You got to speak to
same plane. But see,
mathematics. dog.
mathematics is still a system that was built upon the perception of
Yeah.
one person at one point in time.
Of course, yeah. No,
Why
like I
can't
said.
mathematics change along with our understanding of science and relativity?
See, my critical thinking teacher said something on that aspect. When it comes to all that, it's just, I don't know. That's hard.
No,
I don't even
yeah.
have something to say to that. Fuck that, dude.
Because like we look at math as like a solid foundation. Because like, you know what I mean, it's numbers. Like you get an answer, like boom. So it's like, how can you, like, what can there be another
Okay.
way to like get?
Okay, I worded it where I can actually argue it. Okay,
Yeah.
so my critical thinking teacher basically told us when it comes to mathematics, mathematics has proven the basis of life, where life came from. They have proven that on science levels.
Because math's and everything. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, sorry.
But math
Thank
is
you.
still based upon observation of science and nature.
So,
Oh, yeah, of course.
So you say it's like the person, like you were saying, we're going back from like one person's observation, and then going off of that, like maybe saying that person could have gone it wrong, or we're perceiving
See, there's
all
always
this
a
differently.
fundamental foundation to everything. And
When
us
I-
as
Oh,
humans
my
have
fault. I
done
made
that.
the-
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that the person has it wrong.
Oh,
All
no. I'm saying there's
is
always a
that
foundation.
There
they
might
lay.
be more to it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what
of
I
course,
mean?
of course.
When man, well, I don't want to say man. When human first discovered fire, he didn't dream of the things that fire would do. I mean, fire would eventually heat homes. Fire would eventually cook food. Fire would eventually provide light. Fire would eventually, discover automobiles and fuel and everything. You know what I mean? Like it
You
was
realize
the
the
spark of life. Like so. What I'm saying is that why is mathematics the one thing in in science, in life, that can't be changed with our time of understanding? Like that's what I'm trying to say is, like, why can't that be something that becomes updated? What if there is more than just 1 + 1 = 2?
Well, okay. Well, speaking of that, have you ever heard of? Einstein wrote it in his later years. It's 1 + 1. It's 1 + 1 = 1. That's the book's name. And basically, if you read it, you will get the answer to his question.
1
Like,
+ 1 = 1.
Why can't mathematics evolve like
Science, like
Like
how the
science
theories,
does,
and that's always
theories.
being tested.
Yeah, like,
always being tested.
why does mathematics have to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared? Why can't we change it to a to the third, a to the so on and so forth?
But that was still one person, right? And his perception of the world. Like, I get that he was one of our smartest minds, you know what I mean? But it was still his perception. You know what I mean?
Of
Like,
reality.
Oh, it's all about string theory. Like, the book is trying to
Like,
prove string theory.
how do we know that we know any of this is true, bro? Or any of what we understand is even...
We're a computer
Actually, that's interesting, because that's actually like how I look at history a lot
We
too.
invented
Like,
math, bro. You know what I mean? Yes, it's an observable thing in nature, but we invented it. It was somebody's observation that invented math. Their perception, bro. their understanding.
And it is a very old, you know what I mean? We've been using it for, ages, you know what I mean? So it's like the perception. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't really know how to comment. I just look at, but I say, I understand though, because it's like, I look at history, it's like history is written by the victor. How do we know what's true? Like, you know what I mean? There's a deeper story, different perspective, you know what I mean? So many fucking different things, you know what I mean? So it's like, why not be open to like try? Well, I guess there must be mathematicians and people trying to fucking find different avenues, but like, you know what I mean? I don't have the research or knowledge or comprehension like these mathematicians to understand, like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it is almost impossible to think of different ways. Like maybe they have tried. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't speak on that. You know.
I feel it, but like, so I guess the reason I ask these questions, right, is to provoke thought, because pretty soon here we're going to be going to different planets. You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking about the moon. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about, landing a rover somewhere. I'm talking about we are going to be manning a mission. I'm not saying we, but we as a civilization, as a species, are going to be manning a mission to another planet. And things might not work the same there as they do here. Obvious things are like oxygen and gravity and how long the day cycle is, but what do those things mean? You know what I mean? What do those things do? What kind of long-term effects do those things have on relevancy to everything, to time, space, how we perceive things? You know what I mean? What if we get to Mars and for the first time we put human eyes down on Mars and we can see a whole entire spectrum that camera can't see, that didn't exist on this planet? You know what I mean? And now we can see some sort of lights or some sort of something, you know what I mean, that we weren't able to see before. Something that could be harmful to us, something that might be good for us. Like there's a whole fucking...
It just opens a whole different avenue of way of thinking. That a different perspective of mathematics.
How do you tell me that it can't when all of this exists? When a tree fucking breathes carbon dioxide and produces oxygen, that's mind blowing. That process. If that process does not blow your fucking mind, bro, then
it's photosynthesis.
And it's beautiful too how they communicate too, like their own communication system, like through their roots. And it's I mean, just their own, and it's so, and it's crazy how we humans sometimes look at like animals or plants as like, intelligence. We look at it as we look at intelligence differently, like with humans and like than we do animals and plants. Like we think their animals are dumb, but like no, like in their environment they are apex. Like no, like their knowledge in their lifestyle, like that, you know what I mean? It's like that's how I like, you know what I mean? Animals are very adaptive in their environments and stuff. They're very knowledgeable and like a way, and it's just like it's just people have this weird perception, like this is weird. See,
he mentioned earlier like we're going to Mars.
Yeah.
And he's talking about like perception, like something could be there that the rover never picked up, so on and so forth. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Neil. He did a TED Talk with, I've been watching TED Talks with Bill Gates. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He did one with Neil. And Neil said, if we move to Mars and we don't terraform it to Earth, he said mathematics, science would have to be rewritten. Because like I said, there's always a fundamental base to anything us humans do. And that fundamental base is based off something of Earth, gravity, perception.
You're right.
When we go to Mars, the gravity's not going to be the same unless we terraform it. So anything that has to deal with gravity, a mathematical formula that deals with the gravity, that gravity is the gravity of Earth, not Mars. Yeah. So mathematics and science will be rewritten.
So
Mars.
Even that we have like information of like, like the gravity as we know in math in Earth terms is this gravity, but we won't know until we physically go there and actually perceive and feel it first. Damn, that's going to be mind blowing. Like, especially I can't even imagine for who has to think about.
Don't even know is if we go on Mars, are we going to be able to? Are we going to hop? Or would be able to just walk like a normal person?
Yeah, true.
Because we can actually get on Mars, and we would have to have weight on us to stay on the ground. It could be like that because we don't know because there's no atmosphere to test off of. So.
Well, if it's even livable, you know what I mean? Like, how do we like know? Just because we send rovers that survive,
I think Mars is completely livable with human. I guess like us bringing shit with us.
Yeah.
completely livable. The terrain, maybe. I mean, maybe
Well,
we.
they said that they want to put an entire synthetic, how did they call it? BioTurf or something like
yes,
that?
yes,
on the
yes.
entirety of the surface of Mars.
They were gonna spray that bitch.
Yeah.
Like have like
What?
The whole surface.
When? Elon Musk said this? What's
Yeah.
up?
no, it was Elon Musk partnering with some like turf people or some
Yeah.
crazy shit like that.
And it's
He's
supposed
like
to
his
be
mind's
able
different.
to be able to grow like plants and grass and stuff.
He
like
wants
that
to
in the
basically
turf.
terraform it without throwing nukes into it. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Wait, without throwing nukes. Wait, what? That's another.
Okay,
That's
because
interesting.
we are human and we don't have alien technology, the only way to terraform a planet is to with radiation nukes, because that causes clouds.
Oh,
and that causes atmospheres to suck up. Oh shit!
There you go.
Suck up the different. Because what you'll do is take the elements of our atmosphere, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, all that shit, and put it in the bomb.
Oh, okay.
So when the bomb goes off,
It
when
spreads those molecules.
exactly,
In the
but
Oh,
at the same time, you're gonna fucking fuck the soil up
With the nuke.
by dropping those nukes down in
air
there
for a long time.
So, but yeah, so basically, Elon wants to be like, hey, I can make it livable without radiation. That's what he's trying to do. It's
See,
nuts,
I
right?
didn't even hear about that either. It's like I always
Because-
hear these plans. Dude, honestly, I actually praise him though for the purchase, for his purchase of Twitter, like that whole like thing too. Like, but the thing is, like, also that's a huge fucking power move too, because you have to think about just controlling the social platform, or like what can be conversated, what can be, and not. That's another thing that that's a whole other grasp. But the thing about just like, I can't even imagine. When do you think? When do you, I want to ask like your guesstimate? When do you think we'll have our first human on Mars?
You want my honest answer?
I want both your honest answers.
What the government's
2032
telling.
plus 6 months. They
That's
launch in
very-
2032, and it takes 6 months to get to Mars. That's when the first person's going to be on Mars.
I think realistically, probably by 2040.
20. Well, realistically,
Realistically,
I don't know. Elon and NASA are really confident about 32.
but they were also really confident 2 years ago about 25, and then they were really confident about 30.
Well, it's because
last
they're
year.
no. It's because a big reason.
But no,
a
I'm
big
just
reason
saying, like-
is they are trying to get a two-way home. Because the flight to Mars in 32 is a one-way ticket. You are not coming home
Well,
unless we
that's why
find
they
a way.
have the reusable rocket now.
Yes, that just took time, and
Yeah.
then Elon mastered that shit. And
Wait a second. Are you guys smoking backwoods?
no,
Duchess.
That's a Dutch.
He's like, nah, God. Shout out to Duchess.
Hell
Dutch
yeah.
master. But no, I can see that because I can.
No, be. Oh.
It's
I'm
hard
just
because
saying I'm
'cause
saying
we have it.
estimated for human error. I feel like we push this back until at least 2040. This is why I say this, because we still have to put the lunar base up, right? And then we have to build the launch pad, and then we have to build the ability to do the launching from the moon, and then they have to test that, and I'm sure they're going to do at least 3 test runs on that, and that's if none of them go wrong. And then after the 3rd one, the 4th one is going to be probably like a mission to send the rocket to Mars and back unmanned, and then they'll do like a last mission to actually send the rocket to Mars with people in it and back. You know what I mean? They might land on that one, but they might not. But then again, is this all going to end up... Well, I feel like because it's private industry now, it's not going to end up being like another lunar landing. If this happens, it happens.
yeah. See,
It's-
the one thing that I gotta tell Elon to do is get his own astronauts.
Yeah.
Because right now, we're getting NASA astronauts. Now, basically, NASA has become the training facility for their missions, and
Yeah.
SpaceX is going to be the mission.
Yeah.
So I just would implore,
vehicle, if you
yes,
will.
I would implore him to get his own astronauts.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think that Elon can, even being
Well-
a private company, I don't think Elon can have the leg room to do what he really wants to.
You know what the problem
It's
is,
just-
though? Is that Elon doesn't have a research facility. Elon is a transportation company.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
okay. Yeah.
Well, sorry, not Elon is. Elon has, meaning SpaceX is a transportation company for interstellar travel eventually. You know what
Hopefully,
I mean?
that'll be
he is
amazing.
a private owned, space transportation company. That's crazy.
I think it's just crazy. I'm just thinking about like, being the first person, like saying good, like being the risk taker to be the first person to go out there. Like, that's some balls, bro. You're gonna say bye to your family, but I might not come back. Well, I'm probably gonna not come back, most likely. You know what I mean? 100% not going to come back.
That's why I'm saying I don't think we're. I'm pretty sure the plan is to launch from the moon to Mars, not to launch from Earth to Mars. Unless they figure out this shit with this new engine, bro. I told you about that.
Yeah, because from the moon to Mars, it only takes off 3.5 days. So that's all. I mean, it's not getting any closer.
So how far is it?
It says 6 months travel.
Okay, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I'm saying that's a deployment, dude.
Yeah,
so
they're scientists. They're going to be doing sciencey shit.
Like shit. We just like doing test tubes and shit. I like. Another thing is interesting too. I honestly, I think the same timeline too for me, like 2030, 2040. You know what I mean? Around there, maybe 2050 latest. I would say.
Yeah.
But okay. So I got some off the wall shit. This is how I think, dog. Oh. This is how I think. Okay. What are the possibilities of going to Mars, being able to come back from Mars, the same human going there, coming back? What are the probabilities of that human that's coming back comes back with either a virus, an alien, not an alien that's like fucking pack your bags, get it?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like, you ever seen the movie Life? About the alien that from Mars. You ever seen that movie?
Nah, I know.
You never. Okay, so basically they go to Mars.
Yep.
And they're like outside Mars doing their shit, and they bring up like a probe thing, and they get samples from a probe, and then in this probe they find a life form like this big, just a life form, and it ends up being some crazy creature that like eats people. Like, it was nuts.
What?
And those, in their story, those creatures were the reason why Mars it is today. Like, it was a civilization at one point, and these creatures literally.
Don't tell me that's a warning.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. But real quick, what are the?
Hear me out. How do we know that what we're seeing on any of these images is what's actually going on? How do we know that there isn't a civilization on Mars that was smart enough, like humans, to grab the rover as soon as it lands? Like, it landed in someone's backyard. They called their cops, and they were like, bro, what the fuck is raining from the sky right now? Oh, it's coming from that planet over there that kind of looks like a ball of water with some green stuff on it. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, oh, the government gets involved, right?
Yeah.
And they pick this thing up, and they rush it to their lab and everything like that, and they plug it into a fucking cable, and they transmit the feed of like their desert on like a loop or some shit like that.
Get this thing in the fucking cycle real quick.
Is that fucked up?
It's not, because you're about to hear mine. Mine's even more fucked up. You ready for this?
Oh shit.
So his was awesome. Like, he got thought into his. You know what I was thinking? That when the rover landed, the aliens got around it and made like fucking big ass billboards of like Mars, and they basically encircled the rain, and they changed the panels every day to make it look different.
I'm fucking weak. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
That's a good idea. That's a lot. That's some.
I'm saying, like, technology wise, you don't think they have? If they're an advanced civilization that's flying fucking, crafts towards us and shit like that, you don't think that they have some ability to, when this little robot crawls out of the motherfucker, to like scoop it up, put it on the back of a truck, and bring it to their lab and plug it in? Like, I'm sure there was like a delay in transmission or something like that, or feed that they didn't see from the rover. Like, how do we know that they didn't
just pick
What?
that bitch up and
Skirt.
hack into it and
Yeah.
just put like
Yo.
a feed for
Yeah.
it. Bro, that'd be sweet, dude.
What if it's just like they're so civilized that just everything's a hologram and we just think it's like a fucking just a rocky terrain, but it's actually like a civilized civilization.
look at this
Everyone
shit.
just like moves.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone just moves away from it, like, oh, there's the fucking rover, ha, silly humans. Like then they watch it on TV too, like, oh, look at this is what they think they're watching. Like, oh, look at that. And I was
like
also
that.
thinking, you all watch Futurama?
That's like
Yeah.
way out of the box. Oh, Futurama's the shit, dude.
Yo, dude, I
yeah.
remember those fucking Martians. They live like in the fuck underground, but it's like rock like houses. You ever been to
Oh, yeah.
Mojave?
Mojave.
In Colorado, Mojave National
I
State.
haven't.
Dude, highly recommend it. Beautiful. You get a nice little Mesa Verde
Verde.
National Park, Colorado.
I haven't been to Colorado now.
Dude, beautiful. I highly recommend it. If you guys ever go, dude, you get a tour and it shows you like all the old like rock architecture that the previous civilizations like and tribes made and shit like along the fucking mountains and shit. It's so beautiful, fam. It's just like it's just amazing to see and
Have to check that
walk
out.
through it and shit and like I don't know. It's been a while. I went in like 2017, so like I don't know how it is now, but it's just fascinating. But I would think in Mars though, I picture like some shit like that.
Okay.
Like they can picture like underground, like in
Bro,
a hollow.
I'm
It would be
about
like
to
Hollow
blow
Earth.
his mind with this
Yeah.
shit, dog.
Wolf
I
Mar-
think I blew somebody. I forgot who it was. I think it was Kato that I blew his mind. Okay, so you are a head of a facility that deals with space, and you got a radio signal, and you took that radio signal and you decoded it and did all that bullshit. And this is what the radio symbol said: "You are the last. Don't make our mistakes." What would you do? Would you tell the Earth what you just received? You are literally going to tell us that we are literally the only thing left.
That's all he said. He left me hanging like
That's
that.
all- that's
he
all
left
it
me
is.
hanging
Yeah.
like that.
All
But
it
here's
is.
the thing: is that if the universe is infinite or ever expanding, how are we the last? How do they know that we're the last?
Yeah, I was just gonna think that. Like, how many light years has that thing traveled? Like, is it like what I mean? Has it even? Or if it's anything
Well,
like
you
what?
gotta think. What if the civilization that sent that message was so far advanced they literally searched the known universe and found nothing, and they were just like, you know what, we're about to die out. Let's send this message that will bounce in the ether of space, hopefully find somebody, and then Earth came about. See,
That's a high
a
hope,
lot
man.
of scientists believe that Earth was a complete and utter mistake. Like Earth should have never happened.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised.
it's like
And everything's
So-
a mistake, honestly. Like, and nothing's purposeful. Well, that's how I think. You know what I mean? I do. Like, I believe there's
that
a
is
higher
true.
being, like
I mean,
something,
the
but it's like how
universe is
I don't
just
know.
unpredictable.
Yeah, that's just how you know what I mean. I don't
No,
know.
it's just nuts to like he said. How would you know? But if you had that one civilization that actually like forefronted like expeditions to go find us, and we just never found anything, and they were just like, oh, we're fucked.
That's crazy to take that risk to be like, oh, I hope someone finds this in the ether or something.
Shit, there's theories out there that the Earth is like, I think you told me this. The Earth is like has a filter on it, and what we see space is we see the dark abyss and stuff like that. But if you took that filter off, there's like the Jetsons fucking shit all outside the universe, like populated planets, like Jupiter could have like the most advanced civilization in our galaxy on it, but the
Yeah.
filter, when we look through that filter, the filter takes away all that shit and basically makes a hologram
Dude,
of
I always
And,
think about that shit, fam. I'm always like, yo, like, how do I fucking know these NASA motherfuckers are telling the truth? That's still a government, dude.
What if
The
it's-
government that literally NASA was started by a Nazi, bro.
What if
Fucking
it's not-
Warner von Braun, bro. Like how you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like shit like that. Like how can we not question deeper if there's like you know what I mean? There's oh dude, it's so wild. It's like I understand like people are like, oh, it's a science and shit, but dude, like you said, it's always questioning. So why are we not questioning it? So like why not be open to the question itself? You know what I mean? That's how it should be. But it's just a bug out, bro. I don't know. I just don't.
No,
I,
understood.
I,
saying,
especially when
like-
it comes to space and shit.
Like, what if there's like a galactic federation that has some sort
yes,
of
talk about. I love when you
some
talk about
filter on it?
sort of
makes me feel warm inside.
like you know how when wars pop off and like all the countries are supposed to get together and
UN or NATO, United Nations,
NATO
shit
and
like
stuff
that,
like
right?
that. Yeah, whatever. they're supposed to get together and, you know, help other members or whatever, eliminate threats and stuff like that, whatever. So what if the Galactic Federation has the same kind of, I don't know, deal, if you will, you know, and it's like as soon as our fucking rocket goes off and it's like gets past a certain point, you know what I mean, they're like, they intercept it and then they hack it and they give back the readings that we're looking for. Like if they're advanced enough, they're advanced enough, right? And if they don't want us to know, then we're not gonna know. I feel like Mars trip, bro, is the first time that we're gonna get to see the real outer space.
That'd be nuts.
Just a scratch, not even a scratch of the fucking surface. Like that is like, and that's
is that crazy, bro?
I think it's even crazier too. Is like thinking about it deeper. It's just like, what if it's just all just a simulation? Like especially with the technology. Like what if we're already in a simulation? Like right now, like we're just all just a part of a game. Like all part of like some alien shit. Like oh look, like just fucking around with us, just like
bro,
testing us.
You could just be your spirit floating in the ether right now in another plane, reliving the life cycle, dog. You don't even know.
That's what some people I've talked to some people about. Is like this, like the reason why like we're just spiritual beings in this journey to like of reincarnation to wait until we learn our lesson to or experience experience emotions, experience life itself, you know, because as spiritual, you know, as spiritual things, like we're spiritual gods, like, you know what I mean, we're, basically that's what our goal is, to like experience life until we achieve like I guess enlightenment, right? Like I guess until, you know, we get back to that level, because like we chose ourselves to relive these experiences, like the beauty of just life itself. And, dude, I can't even imagine like what conversations we'll have if we ever do meet civilizations. Like what do they believe? Like what are their gods? What are their beliefs? Like what do they like?
What are their mathematics?
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Going back. Yeah. What are their sciences? Right. Yo. What if they have the flapper-dooper?
Yeah.
You know, like freaking Morty or whatever. I remember the flapper-dump where you're like for the battery episode.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah,
what if we're
yeah.
just that too? You know what I mean? Like what if we're just a universe in a universe and like like in a box, a little box. Yeah. There's so many fucking ideas, like so many possibilities, man, that we'll never know
you
until.
Ever seen Men in Black?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
which one?
At the end of Men in Black, where he kicks open the little fucking locker, and we're actually like a small universe inside of a bigger universe.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of people.
Yeah,
working.
dude, dude, I believe that could be true. I can see that.
I just want like.
Well, they've talked about theories of the bubble.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Theories of the
mean?
bubble.
And if it's a bubble universe, bro, then the theory of us just being a toy on someone's shelf is definitely a possibility, bro. The snow globe theory, if you will.
Oh yeah, okay, I've heard
That's
of it. I've
insane,
never
dude.
again.
That's
That
insane.
reminds me of Nemo, that girl that's like fishy. It's like fucking knocks a tank. Do something, and that's what's happening right now. That's why there's so much turmoil right now in the world, because we're just getting poked around right now. Do
Earthquake-
something.
An earthquake is a shake,
Yeah, imagine this is
bro.
slurping on the earth.
That's oh my god.
It's
Or
this.
maybe everything is exactly what we see and know.
The thing is also too is like the brain is like, what? How do we even know? How do we even know you're real? How do you even know I'm real? Because it's like on the end, our brain is the one processing everything. Like, you know, like that's another thing I think about too. Is like, what if I'm just crazy and like this whole life is just all the perception of my mind? And I'm just like in a strap. Fucking. No, never.
No, that is...
Because like think about it, your
Bro,
brain in the end
totally.
is the final thing that processes what it sees around us in our environment. And like,
Yeah.
what if like, how do I know I'm not crazy? Like, it's the perception of society. You know what I mean? It's so many, like the perception of society.
Perception is everything.
Dude, we talk about that so much. It is,
It is, dude, but it's key.
It's insane, bro.
It's like a fundamental base to anything. Is perception is always on that list.
That's why it's
Nuts.
just good to have an open mind, because then you just like, this is more interesting ideas that you just come up with. You know what I mean? It's just like an array. You just become an array of just like, it was like some philosopher shit where you just like think at a deeper level. You break things down to like the bare bone of shit. You know, it's
Like
just
I
like
said, just sparking curiosity and conversation about the things that should be getting talked about.
yeah.
Exactly.
Can I talk a little bit about Jeffrey? The whole the whole
Please.
Epstein, like
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Enlighten me.
Enlighten me. This is like I'm not like too. I used to be more deep into it a couple of years ago in the beginning of everything, but I just I've like found out like I was like reading a article just recently how the 2 cops that were found sleeping on the job and stuff were they're not getting any jail. Let me get the specifics real quick. I just had the article. It was coming from CBS, but they just they're not even getting like like prison sentences and shit for not guarding the fucking most important fucking, probably one of the most important fucking criminals like ever, like in our history. Like honestly, like think about that. Like especially the connections he had that you see in his black book. You know, Bill Clinton, you have George Bush, you have Trump. Actually, his name was on it too as well. You have I forget his name, the Victoria's Secret. The old CEO. Fuck, I can't remember the name. I'm gonna search it up real quick.
Oh, you're good. Do your thing.
As part of the deal with prosecutors, they will enter into the Justice Department and will serve nothing. So the 2 cops, they're not going to serve any time behind bars, according to a letter from federal prosecutors that was filed in court papers Friday. And this article was released May 21st, 2021 by CBS News. I know that news like that is a little iffy, so I understand multiple things, but it's like, how are they not even going to get jail time? How are they like, the conveniences of the cameras being off, they're not paying attention on the phone. They literally lied in federal court saying they fucking did their proper check-ins to make sure that, because he was on suicide prevention. He was on suicide watch. Because the first time he tried killing himself, he was actually, I forget his prison cells guy's name, but he was an ex-cop. He was a corrupt cop. He dealt with drug deals. He's killed 2 people. I believe it was 1 or 2 people. I think it was 1 or 2. But either way, he was corrupt. You know what I mean? And Epstein tried killing himself and then moved into suicide watch, and you think he would be more surveilled. No. Cameras conveniently turned off. Cops not paying attention. It just makes no sense to me, especially in a federal prison. Now,
well, with cameras being turned off and all that stuff, and then the cops being asleep, like, who's to say that they weren't drugged,
True.
Has that question come up?
No. That is true. Actually, no, I didn't think about that either. But it was sleeping and also scrolling through their phone though. That's all. That was all. You know what I mean? So it's like it was a long period. You know what I mean? It was so.
But what if they were just paid to say that? You know what I mean?
True. See, there's so much. It's such a deeper
And
level
they
thing.
were
What if
like,
Jeffrey
hey,
even kill himself?
Hey, we'll take care of you. You won't serve no jail time. Just say that this is what happened. Doesn't that just?
No, he's not
sound
taking.
like,
They're not taking
like
jail
what
time.
the government would say?
Facts.
Like how many deals have they made in history? How many deals do they have on like movies and stuff like that on that shit, bro? Where it was like someone was like, "Hey, take this deal and you won't serve no jail time. All you got to do is sign this paper saying this is what happened."
Oh yeah, they'll take that
It's
easy.
insane, dude.
They're not taking time either. It just makes no sense. And then also you have I forget what they call it. The warden, the head of that's the head chief, right, of the whole thing. Yeah. I believe he's trying to be quietly like retired through all this. Like, why is he not under the fire? Why is he not being like why were you not being high? Why was this person not high priority? Like, you know what I mean? Watch 24/7, like security, whole 9. You know what I mean? Like, why is this whole story not being so publicized? Like, this man has literally been with the highest levels of our government, the American government and world governments, as well as Prince Andrew. It's baffling to me. And I believe actually just a court case with Prince Andrew and the victim, Virginia Dufresne Roberts, they just settled the case. She won, I believe, like an undisclosed amount. But why is that not being told on the news? Like, that is like it's disgusting. These people of power should not be. They should be fucking held accountable, especially to have such power, such people. You know what I mean? And the thing is, where's
the laptop, bro? Where's Epstein's laptop?
Yes.
Why did that disappear so quickly?
No, it's insane.
Especially after the Clintons' names were found in it.
And that's another thing too. That's just how they rated I think they still have the New Mexico. They have a New Mexico ranch that is up for sale now. That still hasn't been rated by the FBI or you know what I mean. That's insane. And that's Virginia Roberts herself was quoted saying that's where a lot of baby making was made. well, I don't know if that was a specific quote. I probably butchered it, but yeah, I mean, but Virginia Dubray, like, it's just this. What else do we not know? You know, that is not being told to the public. I need to know this about my leaders. If you're going to control and be the potential decision maker of the livelihoods of my fellow brethren, you know what I mean, like, and my family as well, like, you know what I mean, especially presidents, you know what I mean, whole presidents have gone to Epstein's island, like, you know what I mean, it has been proven that Bill Clinton has been on that island, you know what I mean, so why Bill Gates as well, he should be under fucking under the fire too as well. He has had conversations with Jeffrey Epstein even after he was arrested back in 2013 in Florida, where Jeffrey Epstein had a fucking smack on the wrist, best fucking dude. He literally could leave prison anytime he wanted. He just had to get back to sleep. He just had to get back for the night to go to bed. But after that, he can leave the prison anytime he wanted. And that's when he was charged with child sex trafficking, all that shit. Like, why is that? I understand it's hard for people to talk about because it's children, but we have to have these conversations, and I don't want this for anybody. You know, what if it does happen to we're so ignorant of it because we don't have it in our world and our surroundings, but you know, this is like, again, my fault.
No, you're good.
It's a little subject. I get a little tight. Like,
no,
you know,
I feel you.
But
trust me, I got kids, dude. I can't even imagine.
I know, right? Same here.
It's something I definitely need to get back more into, though. Seriously, getting really deep into, because that's why I believe people really need to know is like how corrupt these people of power really are. That think they know better for us. Know what's better for us. Another
time for this famous quote.
Oh shit! Popping up the quotes.
One of my favorite quotes. It's one of the. I always butcher it, bro.
It's a butcher. I feel you right when you.
Okay.
Tell it to me because
you want me to do it.
Oh, you remember?
Oh shit! You always say it perfect.
I always say it.
And you always end up correcting me. I never remember the exact.
Oh,
words.
you talking about one from the movie?
From
and all that?
Abby Hoffman.
Oh, from Abby Hoffman. Do you know who Abby Hoffman is?
Is she
no, it's a he. Okay, so
why does that sound so familiar?
All right, tell the story.
He is he is a hippie. He was actually the leader and founder of a political group called the Yippies back in the 60s. Yeah. And they were what you would call today a liberal hippie. Mm-hmm. That's what he was. He was the far left, but they didn't weren't radical to the point where the Karens or something. But what they just didn't want to be in the war. Mm. They wanted politicians to get elected that would take them away from the war. And basically, quoting him, he don't want the government to send our friends to die anymore. So anyway, so when he was on, he got a group of people. There's a whole bunch of people. Goddamn. Okay, but look it up, Abby Hoffman. You'll find all kind of people that's linked. But basically, there were 7 people who were tried in Chicago for basically inciting a riot. And he was on the stand. He's the only one who took the stand. And basically, in this court case, the judge was corrupt. The DA was corrupt. But the ADA was like a straight shooter type guy. He was trying to convict these guys, but doing it the right way type deal. And then their lawyers were 2 really good lawyers at the time. So, so basically everything was against them. They were going to jail no matter what. But at the very end, Abby Hoffman took the stand and he was like, do you have contempt for your government? The prosecutors asked him, do you have contempt for your government? He said, no. He said, America is fundamentally the best form of government, but it is inhabited with the worst kind of people. Abby Hoffman. And that is that's our government. I hate to say it because it's I hate to say it, but I don't have contempt for my government. I just question my government a lot.
As you should.
As I should. But when I look at our government, when you take all the people out of it and you just look at the fundamental base of our government, I think our government would be fantastic. Fantastic. I don't think we would have went, if our government was ran the correct way, I don't think we would have been in Afghanistan for 22 years. Countless people dying. I don't think so. Because oil was a big part of it. If we were fundamentally ran correctly, we wouldn't need that oil. We wouldn't need the excuse to go kill 6,000 of our guys for fucking oil. But I think our government is great. Our founding fathers did a great job. But it's just like his favorite quote. It's just like, you got like the Clintons that are in there. Not saying the Kennedys were bad, but the Kennedys, they were
all politicians.
They were mafia guys. Like they fucked with the mafia. Like the Bushes, their Bushes are bad too. Like if we'd had families,
but were they? See, like I said, this all goes back to perception.
See, I don't think that Junior was bad. I just think on some real shit, he was a puppet for the deep state, in my opinion.
I think to get at that level, you've definitely done some shit. You know what I mean? To be the president of the free, you know what I mean, of the free world, you definitely have to have done some shit.
Because I mean, Bush was a charismatic guy. That's why I voted for both. I voted for Bush because I liked his policy too. But
yeah, I was too young. I was 96. I was born in 96.
95.
Oh really? Oh,
when he would come out and present that to people, people are like, why the fuck is he running for president? He stutters, never had training to talk in front of millions of people. Never had any of that training. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? And dude, did you ever seen the video of 9/11? If 9/11 was truly a terrorist attack, if your Secret Service like bent over and was like, dude, 3 planes went into 2 towers in the fucking Pentagon. I get it. You don't want to stand up and go hysteric in front of children. I get it. But he sat there and was like, looked, boom, and continued reading for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's like as your country's getting attacked, like
he's probably freaking out. That never happened before, bro.
Yeah, I get it. And then plus he's
Pearl
basically
Harbor,
the first.
But even then, Pearl Harbor was not 9/11. I mean, it was terrible.
But think about it, the first time we got attacked by a foreign enemy, fucking.
But it was.
But at the same time, what are the numbers? What are the difference in the numbers?
I don't know.
Can you get me numbers?
Keep talking.
on that?
I'll get you.
I just feel like it's just shocking.
I'm
though,
almost positive that this was like a casualty on like a whole different level. Like 9/11, like
I think it was like 1,300 plus for
there was
9/11.
a lot.
Okay,
and then even after, if you count the after effects.
Pearl Harbor had 2403.
Yeah.
U.S. personnel, which is medics, boat, and 68 civilians died. So add that number up.
Okay. People.
Damn. It's just, I think it's just shocking though in general that like, especially as a country as we were, especially back then, like how strong, like it's just shocking that we were attacked though. You know what I mean? Especially we were staying in the isolation. We were like isolationists too at the time, you know what I mean, for Japan. But I understand because we were cutting trade off with them in oil, like cutting down because that was our way of helping you know, Britain.
Sorry, and then in Pearl Harbor there was a total of 6,000 wounded.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so it's but
9/11, 2,977 people died, including 9 hijackers killing themselves.
That's insane.
More than like it's like 152 are still missing. And this is where the shock value is. 167,000 injuries compared to 6,000.
Wow.
It's just like,
saying. Like
it's like the death was horrible.
Yeah.
But it was like how many people got hurt because of it. It's just
that's
crazy.
what I'm saying is like this affected like a huge amount of people for a while. Like
dude, a whole city.
Yeah,
like literally a whole city.
Dude, our whole foundation of the country. You know, we have TSA because of it. You know what I mean? We have the Patriot Act because of it. You know what I mean? Look, we changed the whole.
I don't like Rudy Giuliani. I really don't like him. But when he was active mayor of New York, he did a hell of a job on some real shit.
Yeah, I
watched his documentary. It's like it was like war during 9/11 or some shit like that. But I watched it, and he was a really good mayor for what happened to him. Him and his city. Yeah, he was great. But after that, he's a douchebag.
And the thing is that sucks too is the numbers aren't even; those are just estimates because you have to also think about the after effects of the cancer from the firefighters going in to save the. You know what I mean? And that's another disgusting thing. I don't know if you look.
They are still fighting for that pension.
Yeah,
those people who are getting sick. The people are like, bro, we don't pay for that. But dude, I ran into a burning building that was falling down, and now I got like sepsis or whatever the shit's called, and the firefighters and all them are still fighting the unions for their like pensions and shit like that.
It's disgusting. We should not even question our fucking especially if we're already paying them with our with our taxes and stuff like that. Why the fuck not? I mean, especially in moments like that. Like my God, like I can't even imagine the post. We
didn't even mention the psych effects on 165,000 injured people, plus let's just say an average 3 people per family. That's like over 1 million people are now affected for the rest of their life for seeing it.
Not
even
just
people
the
watching
family.
it on
what
TV.
About their friends, their close friends, their even distant friends, relatives, like not just the immediate family, but aunts and uncles and grandparents, and you know what I mean? Like this affected millions of people, not just like locally, but there was international people that were in that building that day, like people from all over the world. That was the trade center, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
and the thing is too, it's just it's you know what I mean, as a country we all felt it, but it's just we all had a different depth to it. It was all deep because of course we all, you know what I mean, it was the greatest unity ever after like, you know what I mean, we're like, wow, like, we're gonna stay strong through this, because we all are going, you know what I mean, but I understand like everyone of course has their own, their depth of how deep it has impacted them, and like like you said, was, to this day, there's still people fighting for it. It's disgusting to even hear that, that
these
people should be
in conversation.
Yeah, literally. It shouldn't have to be a conversation. Automatic. It should be already been compensated long ago. And, you know what I mean? It also, like, you can look deep at the information back then, too, is like the Environmental Protection Agency, like, fucking gave it the clear saying, like, it was all good to go when there was still fucking debris from in the air for, like, weeks on end beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that could have helped a lot of people now that are fighting for this thing. Like, could have kept them healthy. You know what I mean? We don't know, of course. But, maybe, if we could see.
Even if it's a year, even if it takes a year off your life, and you, like, it wasn't your fault, like, why are you not being compensated for? Isn't that what we pay all these taxes for? Isn't that what we pay into this corrupt ass system for? These are supposed to be things that are like the Medicaid system and all these different benefits. Isn't that what that's supposed to work for? Why is it not working for that stuff automatically, but it works for sometimes corrupt shit automatically?
So when 9/11 happened, all the people that were affected by 9/11, families that had people die in the airplanes, so basically they had the rights, the kin of the deceased had the right to sue the American Airlines, or not, sorry American Airlines, not y'all, I don't know who the fuck. The actual
stock went down real quick, and now it's like back. It's like
the American airline that was involved.
Yes. So basically there was actually 3 brand name airlines that were going to be affected by this suing, like literally bankrupt them because they were suing for billions of dollars. So the federal government stepped in and was like, okay, look, guys. You're going to get sued and you're going to pay all the money. And then once all your money's gone, we're going to give you a bailout. Give you money to keep going because you could I don't think it would.
Were
be
they all
too,
private companies? Or
No,
were they
I'm not too sure.
Okay,
So
Probably privatized commercial companies.
yeah, so
Probably. Well, I mean, that's the thing is like nobody actually.
well,
knows
all I know
how
is one
far
of them
the
was a
government
Delta
hands
airplane.
goes
That
into
the plane that plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, that was Delta.
Yeah.
I know for a fact it was Delta. But anyway, so they sue these American Airlines one big ass case. They get this bunch of money. So now you got to distribute this to people that signed up for the compensation program. So this guy got hired by the federal government and was like, you need to determine how much a human life is worth. Could you have that? You seen that movie, dog? Are you talking about that movie?
Fuck.
Yes.
It was a great movie.
It was a great movie. Fuck. So
I know a movie. I know what you're talking about.
what do
I
you
remember
think
that shit. How
about
much is it?
the way? Because after watching the movie, it kind of showed the government its true colors on how they prioritize humans. Because why is it right for a guy who was working at a garbage guy for his family only to get $30,000 compared to a son of a CEO, Fortune 500 CEO that was about to go to Harvard, so they got $6 million because that's how much he would make in a lifetime. Like it just really showed America's true colors. Well, not America, the government's true colors.
Yeah, that's
as
the
in
thing.
how they value life, and it was shitty, in my opinion.
No, I think anybody who
It's just-
takes the time to watch that I need to figure out the documentary. But like, yeah, that documentary or takes the time to research it, like, that's disgusting. You know why that makes no sense at all. Like, why?
Yeah,
I understand it is. I guess it is like it is a hard job to like have to. Like, it is a weight on your shoulders to have to like evaluate it. But why not just compensate them equally, if anything? You know, like, all right,
Exactly.
everyone gets.
See, the
you know
whole
what I
time
mean?
we were watching the dang movie, we were saying I was saying dude, just give them $500,000 a piece. And
Yeah.
just call it quits.
You're already going to go lose all your money anyway. Why not? Hey,
Exactly.
fuck it.
Like, well, why should that guy's life be more than that guy? And then the people that were arguing that, because what they were doing is obviously arguing the algorithm of how much money somebody made.
Yeah.
And I understand that, because I would feel offended if when my son died and you think that my son's life was worth $30,000, but your son's life was worth $600,000. Like, that would kind of offend me.
No, it
I would be like,
well,
whoa.
no, exactly.
But no, it's just our government's fucked, bro.
It just makes no sense. Though. Like, why do you what makes you have to prioritize? Like, again, like you said, prioritize these people over this one. Like wouldn't it be more understanding to give it to the people who aren't able to handle? I mean, losing a whole, provider in the home. You know, hey, here you go. Here's something to hold you off for a bit until hopefully you get a better situation going on. You know what I mean? Like, and as you said, look at the Fortune 500. I mean, the kid that was about to go to Harvard chilling. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. Like, again, it's just, here you go, flat out. Here's the money. Do your thing. It's just done and done. I think that's a more simple and easy shit to do. I don't understand. It's just government. Just, I don't know, man. Government does weird shit. But I'm more of like, less government's the better. Less government better. But you know what I mean? It's just fucked up, man. It's just fucked up how the whole situation.
I feel like we need to take more power out of the federal government and put more power into the local government. Not necessarily the state government, but the local government. And I feel like that will change how the people control. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you got to have basic laws and rules and stuff like that, but I feel like taxes and regulations and stuff like that should all be controlled by the people.
Well, I'm moving out of Virginia. Fuck all that. Virginia will tax the hell out of you.
Yeah, but
Really?
that's if the representatives are making those calls.
And you know they would. It would benefit themselves. It would just be a localized, corrupt
that's
government.
what I'm saying.
That's what it would be.
That's what I'm saying is that now we do everything on a voting term. You know what I mean? Where the people can go in and actually vote on things.
I wish we would do that. It would be hell, but I wish we could do that.
It's just hard to get money out of politics.
It
You know,
just-
that's the corrupt. You know what I mean? The corruption of it all.
I'm just saying, like, the idea is just put more power back in the hands of the people. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, like, that I think to give power back to the people is to have a more knowledge society. You know, to have them like, I don't know if it's something that'd be in school, like maybe be prioritized, like maybe, oh, you have to take a local government class where you learn about your local politicians or something, you know, or like, you know, maybe learn like, maybe do a part of history class, like about local government, just to be more aware at least of like how crucial each vote is, like, you know what I mean, and like how, you know, important your vote is, and your knowledge and your perception like actually changes your the surroundings and your way of living.
But is our vote really that important? I mean, honestly, there is rules that say that, like, even when we do have votes on things, that there's a system in place that can decide, if they so choose, that they feel like the other option is a better option. They can decide that option instead of deciding what the majority decided.
Really?
It's called the Electoral College.
Oh, shit, yeah, shit. Damn. Yo, that's crazy. But like that. See, how is it?
They usually vote in the same direction, but there have been times they're called swing states.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a thing. Like, they can just.
Virginia is a swing state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just went Republican, right? Recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking. And then what was it? It's just, dude. Politics.
Yeah, the Electoral College doesn't have to vote. Like, there's like some sort of clause.
There are certain states that have state laws.
Yeah.
That if your county votes for this politician, your representative has to vote for that.
Yeah.
But it's all the way down to the state. There's no federal laws. It's all about the state.
Okay.
But there are still places in this country that they allow that.
So we need what we need to do as a country is what you say, is like really take a look at our voting system and how, and almost like just rebuild it in a better way, structured way.
I think that's how we get rid of the corruption.
See, I just think that if your town votes for red more than blue, your person has to pick red. Like, has to.
They're
then your vote matters, because you beat the vote to get your vote. Like, you won already. Like, your I guess district won. If there's 4 people there and it's 3 versus 1,
but why
won.
does that matter? That's what I'm saying.
Because then that makes your vote matter more.
Well, no, what I'm
now.
saying is, why don't we bring that down a level? You know what I mean? We have representatives of local communities, you know what I mean? Districts and stuff, if you will. Right? Why are these people not being like I said, you hold the small election, you know what I mean, you have this person, we vote for that person, and it doesn't matter whether they're red, blue, purple, green, I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean, what they are, as long as their values are a representation of the majority of that local area, you know what I mean, and then they should vote in the same direction of those values that the majority of that district, you know what I mean, is also trying to vote for. But why are they just voting for it? What I'm saying is, why can't we vote on some things? You know what I mean? Like, as a district, especially things that directly affect us like that.
I think it's just the reason why it's not, like, we're looking at it's not working properly is because people, again, are pushing enough of their delegates to do what they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a lot, like there's just, you know, people who, I understand, you know, it's hard to fucking keep up with politics. You know what I mean? It's very hard, you know, especially in the typical 9 to 5, especially now, fam, with inflation, everything hitting us harder than ever. Yo, you think anybody's really, well, I think people are more into politics now because the past 2 years we've been shoved in our face politics and shit like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, the average fucking, you know, person, you know, working at 9 to 5, trying to
just
keep a roof over
wakes
that.
up and just fucking goes to work and gets done with work and goes the fuck home. Yeah.
See, if the way you want it to happen, we would have to change our government. We wouldn't be a representative democracy anymore. We would be a republic. where everybody votes on everything that's happening.
How is that a bad thing?
Because republic comes with dictatorship.
How does that come with dictatorship, though?
Because there's no representatives to vote for you, so
No, I'm
everybody.
saying
It's the
we need to
majority
have
over them, like,
representatives.
no matter
we need
what.
the
Eventually-
yeoman, if you
Yeah,
will.
so eventually the majority will get together. Yeah, like the majority will get together. Like just say if like prisons or something like that, and the majority of people vote to have prisons, but I mean to not have prisons, and. No, hold on.
I was gonna say good. No, you can keep going with that. So say
Yeah,
there's a
no.
county that says.
I think the example was horrible. I think that's why it's fucked up.
All right.
But eventually there would be like a Hitler-esque person that come to the majority and say, why the fuck do we vote anyway? Because here's the thing. If we're the majority, we could just take over. Our vote is the only thing that matters. No matter what it is, we're the majority. And then these group of people will follow this said guy and then take over the minority. And then you got dictatorship.
What they say?
Because in a republic, you don't have a president. You have somebody that everybody elects to bring these people together when a law is being passed, when somebody is being tried.
Yeah, but in a dictatorship, the guy that's in charge tells everyone what's going on.
Usually dictatorships start out as republics.
Because it's a slowly over time. Because
Yes.
from generational thing, right?
But that's what I'm saying is that we don't need to get rid of the secretaries. They still need to be there.
Yes, of course.
It's
yeah.
just give more power back to the people.
Yeah. And it's just very hard in a
I feel like you can
in a
give power
representative
back to
democracy.
people
It's
without-
really hard.
I feel like it's just you have to really look at it realistically. Like, do you think the majority of society is going to keep up with politics so much every year? You know what I mean? Every single because you have to think about generation.
If everybody
Because with the
voted for
republic to
everything,
maintain the focus on making sure the people come first, like the people have to maintain the focus of that they're doing their job. You know what I mean? Make sure that they're because you have to make a good. You know what I mean? Because that's what's happening now. Our politicians are like, well, before you know what I mean? They just weren't having a focus main. They were in the spotlight as much for us to see and focus for the people to see every action they're doing,
They
if
didn't
it's good
want
or
that,
bad.
though.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want that
didn't
shit.
want that.
Exactly. So now they're like, oh fuck, everybody. You know what I mean? Start swaying, and that's why you see, such a swing to like Republicans, because you see Democrats are going to this. They're pleasing this small minority of voices, and that's in this super far left thing that Americans aren't a good, average American are with. It's just the disconnect of, again, and it shows the disconnect from them really understanding what the people and their constituents want. You know what I mean? What their people want. What we want for our country and betterment of this people, you know what I'm saying? So I think now, like, we just need to really, for a republic to work, we would really have to remember if it goes too far, like where it can bring us to,
All right, so fuck.
That's how I look at it.
Tell
man.
them to just get rid of everything and we just go back to the Wild West. Everyone fend for themselves.
Libertarian kind of
Yeah, with sheriffs, so that way people don't kill each other or steal from each other.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable.
Well, then that's what's happened. It's police. That's what we have today. We got people that try not to kill each other.
Well,
I mean, you would
that's
have
what
police
I'm saying.
system.
The only thing we worry about is like the bad crimes that affect other people, right? But if you're just like living at home, doing your thing, going to work every day, and whatever, and just that's what they're there for. But other than that, no government, no nothing. It's just is what it is.
Free to do whatever the fuck I want. Ride an ostrich to the fucking convenience
That's
store.
dangerous in a human.
The ostrich?
Well, because Wild West wasn't as populated as it would be today, but that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like to do something like that. That's
No
dangerous.
surveillance, no oversight, no.
There would be like factions started. Like our government would be born if we would take the government away, give it 100 years, and we would have a government based off of people making factions and shit like that. We would remake our own government, but it would be a lot bloodier, probably.
Probably another whole civil war again. When it comes to
I
whole
think
government, when it comes to
for one, unfortunately to say, I think if you took away a lot of the rules, I think slavery happens again. I think slavery reboots.
I don't think so.
You don't think
Well,
so?
it's already happening
Dude,
in other countries, but like not here. I understand.
I feel like
that's a main focus.
Like mentally and morally, the majority of this country is too far
beyond
advanced
it.
Beyond,
Yeah, basically we matured as a human species. I get that. Okay.
But then gets going back to the republic, though. If we have a republic like that, where we have this, again, this bad ideology that is into the spotlight, and people start to incorporate over time, they can be manipulated. People, I don't know. It's crazy.
All I'm saying is that does it always have to be an evil villain on the other side of this opportunity?
Yes.
Every time.
Always.
But what if there's just one?
Because there's no clear example that we can be a perfect society.
Absolute power corrupts.
But
absolutely.
if for some reason we were able to find one genuinely good person to lead the system,
the conspiracy inside of me says
I guess
the Antichrist.
The Antichrist. I think. Yeah, that's that's a different perspective too. That people think Antichrist is a bad thing, but it's not. Though
it's not.
If it's actually self of God, like God, like. No, I think I'm saying.
But I mean, if we found a genuine, because here's the thing, you would have to prove to the human race or the America or whatever that if you're that genuine, you would have to prove it over. It would be nothing but a proving to us the whole time you do it. Because for me, like I just said, there is the reason why I say there's always got to be that evil on the other side, because there is no proof that there's a perfect society out there. There's no proof of it. There's always an evil. Always. You can't have light without dark. And it's just us if we can learn to really mature as a human species, I think something like that can happen. But they always say it's something, look at us, we happen, so what else can happen? You can get that one genuine guy, but it's just going to be a proving statement the whole time. Like, he would have to never fuck up. Never. Like, never, ever, ever.
It's impossible.
Because as soon as they show the fuck up, they're like, oh, we're back to ground zero.
It's just, it's impossible, because especially with politicians in general, like, it's just, it always keeps coming. They've done so much bullshit already. So it's like, it's hard to, the track record of politicians is bad already. So it's like, damn, it's like you say, it's just to prove it's impossible to prove to please everyone. It's impossible.
I'm not going to discredit you. We'll use our government as an example. There are genuine politicians in Congress that are trying to change the world for us. They just get overshadowed from the villains, which is horrible. Like Crenshaw. Crenshaw is probably one of the most genuine politicians we have, and he is demonized by the left because he served in the military. He killed Afghan kids. Why does he have to? Why can't he? Like, he was a hero. Like, he did his time. He lost an eye for his country, but he's demonized by the left on his case. He's demonized, and now we see him as a villain. It's just really
Perception.
hard. Yeah. I was trying to think of, there you go. It's just,
how about like Tulsi Gabbard? Like, why of all people, like, why is the left not you have her be like a spokesman? She's she's still served, like, she's served out, served in Afghanistan. She knows the gruesome effects of war.
Is that the chick that said if you want to own a tank, you can own a tank? Is that her?
I didn't hear that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, well,
unless that's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Okay, well, this last election, that's who I voted for in the presidential race. She literally said in her campaign slogan, if you want to own a tank, you should own a tank. And I'm like, sold.
Yeah, hey, right to bear arms, right? That's anything I believe the government can hold, right? Yeah, so nuclear power, you think think a citizen would have the right to own a nuclear weapon? No. Because think about Disney actually I found out today too, with the whole Florida revoking the Disney the Walt Disney like special like law privileges, like tax and shit. Do you know they were the only private company in the globe that could make a nuclear? They could, if they wanted to, they could make a nuclear like power plant if they wanted.
That's awesome.
Isn't that wild? That's how wild. So like exclusive their fucking like thing was in Florida. Like they can govern because they can govern themselves. Like that's
okay,
how it's
Mountain
yeah.
Man, I need you to go to the government and swingle them just like Disney did to be able to have a nuclear power plant. Not
about
have
that.
one, the capability of having one.
Oh yeah,
We need that.
Well,
Just
think
to
about
be
it.
that exclusive.
Yo, but not, dude. Think about it. Nuclear power plant, dude. There's already in the workings of like small nuclear reactors for the common like everyday person. So think about, imagine having a nuclear small reactor for your place, so you never have to worry about power again. Because then think about, and then there's like for example, which is insane to me, especially as America being the first to discover fucking, to utilize like nuclear power and shit like that.
So if they came out with a battery, something, that's nuclear, and it was like it'll power all this shit, would you really own one? Would you truly own one?
I would own one.
You would?
There's actually ones at I think it was the University of Columbia. They're actually I believe back in 2019 they released like a prototype for a nuclear power. It's built off nuclear waste, and it's a battery. I don't know what specifically, like it's just a simple battery. I think it's just like a car battery kind of setup. I haven't looked back on because it's an old article.
So I would never own one, for one.
Yeah,
and this is why. You're gonna give a atomic bomb to about 9 million dumbasses in America. Do you not think that somebody out there is going to take those and use it at their advantage for the wrong reasons? I don't think a human should be able to carry anything nuclear at all, because they are just horrible people out there. Horrible people.
No, you're right. Of course.
But if they came to me and was like, look, it can never explode. It will never, ever, ever, ever explode. And we guarantee it. And this is how.
Or even if it was put on something to explode, it's deactivated.
Exactly. Like
whatever.
instantly deactivated.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely would have regulations.
I would definitely own one. I would just don't want to walk around with an atomic bomb in my pocket. Just saying.
No, you're right. No, but also
at any point in time it can blow.
But that also does go back to, because you think about, they do have all these safety precautions, but you know what I mean? With the good, there's evil, fam. One day there's going to be someone who's just so intelligent that's just like,
doesn't
I
matter
want to just
what
fucking
kind of impenetrable device you put on it, there will be one person that's going to break it.
There's always a flaw because everything's made from human. Well, unless we get to the point where technology... Well, because then you have to think about it, because like human made technology first, so it's like we're going off a human. But I don't know. But the thing is, I don't know. Never mind. I'm going off.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think
whole nother episode.
Exactly.
Oh,
but
shit.
Anyway, I appreciate you doing this episode with us again.
Oh, dude, what? How long have we got?
Oh, we have been on for
a hot minute, so we're wrapping it up. We're on the call to action right now.
Oh, we're on call to action.
Yeah, okay, go shout out everything for yourself, like your Instagram and all that.
Dude, thank you
stuff.
guys for having me on. First off,
of course.
Yeah, all this shit. It was a great time,
Definitely,
dude.
man.
Honestly, I completely lost track of time. I was like, it's so good.
Yeah,
See, that's
no,
it's such a vibe. No, it's such a
He
vibe.
said something to me, and I was like,
Oh shit.
I was like, oh snap! Let me look at the time. Yeah.
Dude, thank you guys so much for having me on, guys. If you want to hear, listen to me, SponCast podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Castbox, majority of major
And
streaming
Instagram.
platforms. And Instagram too. SponCast podcast on Instagram. If you want to talk and collab, I'm always more than welcome. I'm always loving to collab. If you're interested to come on, we'll talk. I'll do my research and shit. If you want graphic art, design, artwork, anything like that, go at my art Instagram at d.e.art47. That's d.e.art47. Anything else in mind?
Make sure you follow him, because he's going to have us on his podcast.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then later on I think in the next couple days, we'll have his our interview with him up on, and it's visual, so that's pretty dope.
Yo, that was a
Awesome.
great time, honestly. That was sick as fuck.
And then this episode will be out tonight. I will edit it, everything, and have it out
damn.
tonight.
You're wild.
Oh yeah, dog.
You're savage.
I love my
I
job.
love that shit. No, hey, yeah, exactly, right? If you love what you're doing, are you working a day?
Rand,
Are you really working?
Are you really working, right? It's like, of course, you have your days that where you're
But
fucking
yeah.
day. Yeah. But
No, that's amazing. would love you on future shows. It'd be amazing.
No,
and then I
I'd love
love
to.
your energy so much. You should definitely come and like guest star on like some of our creepypastas.
Yo, I'm down. No, I always wanted to do voiceovers. When I heard you
Dude,
guys say
yeah.
creepypastas, I would love to do I would love to do that. Just, you know what I mean? We'll be, dude, I would love to. It'd be an honor, fam. I always wanted to do shit like
Oh
this.
yeah, and we're always looking for it because when we first started with the creepypastas, we usually did like try and do like one-on-ones, like two people in the story. But then we're getting to get to the good creepypastas. There's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people sometimes in it. And me, I'm not real. I could do 2 voices. This guy over here does like the other 15.
I
half the
have
time.
I have fun. You know.
No,
I like
it's
that.
amazing.
I love
It's-
voiceovers. That's so dope.
Just trying to get into
His
it.
Pappy Grant is amazing.
Pappy Grant?
Well, in a creepypasta, he played a character named Pappy Grant. And
Ah, I
his
like that.
voice form was just amazing.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I love voice acting's fun. It is something. It's pretty interesting.
Just try to be creative, you know what I mean, and just try to think outside the box. The biggest thing is not getting like embarrassed. You just got to be, not afraid to just be yourself. You know what I mean? Get an idea in your head. I don't know, practice it in the mirror a little bit. You know what I mean? Not saying that I really practice things. I kind of just get like a thought and I just like go for it.
Slay it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's me too, honestly. Like, it comes to music and shit, I'll just lay it out, write it down and shit. You know what I mean? Just fucking, yeah. But you have to, because the beauty of art is just like, it's in the moment, you know? It's like, you have to pick it up all you can, because, especially me and my fucking stoned ass, I'll be like, oh, fuck. Flew away, Fuck.
So, real quick, when's your next episode coming out?
I did an interview with Ken of Vixens last night, actually. That's going to go out. I do, dude, I've been thinking about just doing this full time, but like, dude, because it's just, I've been trying to keep a schedule of every Sunday posting like a SponCast episode with it, which is the official like interview style, and then have like another cast with like extra content, shit like that, and then Grand Rising, like I was saying on the other thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I usually try to do every Sunday, because then on the week, like with my thing, I do fucking I'll post a audio teaser clip, like a minute clip of the episode, middle of the week, and then I'll post a quote from the guests themselves of what I thought was, I learned, or I thought was, like
That's
either
a pretty
cool, like,
idea, yeah.
I like that.
yeah, I don't know. It's just like, if you're gonna be my guest, like I want you to feel like your time is valuable, because you are taking the time to come, fucking on my podcast and and talk to me, So it's just like, I want you to know that you like, the things you are saying, you're being heard. So, and I learned a lot from people. So far, I haven't even reached 50 episodes yet. I'm about to hit 30 episodes of guests anyway. I think I've definitely reached over 50, including like all my other shit. But like until I hit that 50 episode of SponCast, like 50 guests, like wow, like I just met 50 people just talking to like. I just met you two. Just say,
How many episodes do you think we have out there on the ether?
Without looking, I think probably about closer to 200.
That's awesome. See, I'm trying to get at that level.
Yeah, but
And then there's episodes that I have posted and then since deleted, so there's probably way more, because you got to think that's a year.
Yeah, or even unrecorded too.
Yeah,
before that.
or shit that we
I can
recorded and never put
send
up.
you like 25 gig
Yep.
of audio of just shit from a year.
Yep.
Because as soon as we started, I had another laptop before I got this one, and then when I got this one, I just transferred everything over. So I literally got like a year and a half worth of content that I could just be like, you know what, let's just release this stuff. But some stuff is not releasable. Like
that's like that's a Pandora. That's a sexy secret content.
yeah, no, there's some because nope, we would probably disappear.
Next thing you know, it's just me. Hey, hello, everybody. It's SponCast podcast taking over. Wiz and Mountain Man have disappeared. I take it over.
Crazy.
That's funny.
Nah,
Well, I enjoyed.
Speaking, sorry.
No, good. Good.
Well, speaking of new episodes, please be on the lookout next week for 420 News. We're probably going to try and get in and around the table and maybe a creepypasta for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But next week's the big week, so definitely be on the lookout on the Instagram at theroundtable_757 for all of the crazy stuff coming.
Real quick, I'm gonna say you are absolutely wrong, because it's TokeTok _radio.
Ah!
Sorry, TokeTok _radio
On all platforms.
on all platforms.
On all platforms. But no, that's our old one.
That's funny as hell.
Hell yeah, dude.
I just had to let him finish, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna let him finish.
I'll just let him. I'll let
Just
him.
let him finish. Let him ride it out because he was so confident, and I was like, yes.
And then you come with a bucket of water, douse the flame real quick. I got you.
So yeah, look out for all them episodes, and hopefully we'll have you back on for something,
Dude, I'll be back.
and then
I'll be back.
we'll probably have. Oh, I almost said his name wrong.
Skilla.
No.
No.
What did we decide to call him at the beginning of the episode? Stevel Knievel.
Motherfucking Knievel.
And we'll have definitely him on another episode.
Stevel Knievel coming to
Any
the
shout
podcast
outs,
near you.
man, before you call it out?
Oh, I'm sorry. Until next time.
Always remember, keep your tinfoil hats and bowls close. You never know what may happen.
Peace, y'all.